Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, good evening, depends where you are in the world. I know we've had people sign on from all around the world. Just going to do some checks from yesterday. People on TikTok, can you tell me that you can hear me? Because yesterday I was on mute for a little while and I want to make sure that you guys can hear me there. Can someone let me know? Hear me? Can you hear me on TikTok? Sure. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Because yesterday I was talking for like 5 or 10 minutes and no one could hear me like a crazy person. So, okay. So this is day 3. Like you know, we've had a couple of action-packed days and today's the last day, but it has been fabulous. Remember, if you signed up officially, you are getting the replays. Today you'll get the replay for days 1, 2, and 3. Which means if you haven't been able to watch live or you need to catch up, they're all there and you can have access to them for the next week. Because it is a challenge, we are challenging you to do something with the information, which means that after a week, those videos come down. So please make sure in your own time, jump on, watch the replays, hit us up with any questions that you've got, because we are here to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. If you know anyone around this age, 40s plus, please send it to them if you think it can help them in any way. Okay, so let's go back to, well, now 2 days ago. I don't know, for us, that was what? That was Friday. And we started and we spoke on goals. We kicked off speaking about goals and we did an exercise, if you remember. And if you didn't do it, if you didn't do it, I really recommend taking some time later today. And what it was, and it can feel quite intimidating and uncomfortable, but we just closed our eyes, or you do whatever you want, and we sat still for 60 seconds, which sometimes can feel like an eternity. And we imagined what it looked like and what it felt like on New Year's Eve when we have achieved whatever goal we wanted to achieve. So I thought a little bit of discomfort never hurts anyone, and we are going to start that again today. That's what we're going to start with. So if you've been here for the 3 days and you've got a goal in mind, I want you to revisit it. If you've moved on your goal through listening to the last 2 days, and that can happen as well, then I want you to visualize that next goal, like whatever it is. Everyone, if you haven't done it, think of something in your heart that maybe it's a secret that you have not told anybody, but that's what you want to achieve. And we're going to sit with that for 60 seconds. The last thing that I want you to think about is that this is completely unique to you. This is not what your partner or your friends or your family or your colleagues or even you think you have to want to achieve. It is what is honestly in your heart. You don't have to share that with anyone. But right now we're going to close our eyes for 60 seconds, or keep your eyes open, whatever you want to do, because I'll have to check the clock. And we are going to visualize that, because that will put us in a really good place to walk through today. All right, let's go. All right, that was your 60 seconds. And lucky I'm trying to keep time because I was seriously getting absorbed and consumed by what my goal was. And that's it. It's not just what you think and not what you see. Attach the feeling. What does it feel like when you have reached that point? Okay. Because we are going to go after and we are going to attract what we feel. So remember that it's really, really important what you feel. Resonate within your body, how it feels. All right, so we talked about goals, and it's not just what the goal is, but we have to put a sense check around that, don't we? We have to make sure that we are looking holistically at our lifestyle, at our current fitness level, our capacity to commit to what we're doing. There's a whole lot of things. We can't just say, oh, you know, next week I'm going to go and run a marathon, and then you've never trained in your life. Like, you're setting yourself up for failure. We do not want to see that happen, because I have said this over and over. When we work with people, and the number one thing that I hear is, why will it work this time? It's never worked before. Because you haven't considered everything when you've said you want to achieve something, which is a brilliant segue into the next pillar that we spoke about, and that is your limiting beliefs. Your limiting beliefs are things that are so held internally, but they're holding you back. They're doing you a disservice. And that one that I just started with, that is the number one limiting belief that I hear all the time, every time I work with a new group of women. Why will it happen this time? It never works for me. So a limiting belief is a narrative that you've told yourself for whatever reason. It could have started from childhood. Life could have happened to you, and now that's what you think is the outcome. Hello, just saying hi to TikTok. But it's doing you a disservice. I can't change. Nothing good happens to me. I am shocking in relationships. It's my metabolism. My metabolism is too fast or too slow. I'm too shy. I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. I'm just genetically dispositioned to this. Like, it can just go on and on. So a really good check that we asked you to do, part of the homework on day one, was to write down your limiting beliefs and then look how we could reframe them. And we did this live the other day, and I came up with a list of my limiting beliefs. And some of them were around doing this challenge, like, what if no one shows up? I don't think it'll work anyway. I've got nothing to offer. Who do I think I am to put myself out there to try and help people? I can't do this. They're some of my limiting beliefs. And how do I reframe them? I have to say, actually, I do have something to offer. I started this journey, I'm 54 now, I started this journey when I was about 46 to turn my life around. I've gone through perimenopause, menopause, and now on the other side. So I've done it with the hormones, or the lack of hormones, and the crazy hormones. I have lost weight. I have gotten fit, and I had a fitness level of nothing. If you heard me the last 2 days, I said when I started to run, I could not run for 30 seconds. And I ended up running every single day for a year, from a minimum of 2K. I've run half marathons. I've run 10Ks. That is not to say that you achieving fitness is running, because everything that we advocate for is unique to you. We've worked with women who just want to climb stairs without puffing, who want to just get back on the bike and start moving again, who want to lose a little bit of weight, who want to look good in clothes. This is nothing about what my fitness, it's based on what I've learned over my fitness journey, but what is unique to me is what I enjoy, and that's the other thing that we advocate for. What do you enjoy? So if you're at a complete base level of fitness, we're currently, besides this, we're running a 12-week walking challenge where over 12 weeks, we incrementally build up everyone's ability to walk, because that's something that you can start with, that you need no equipment, no fancy clothes. You just need to actually turn up. All right. My goodness. Warning, I have gone off on tangents every day, but that's okay. What are my thoughts on water? If that's a genuine question, we actually have just completed a 3-day, a 72-hour fast. And I think something like that is good once in a while, but don't start with that. All right, so limiting beliefs, you have to grab them and you have to identify them and then reframe them. And that is going to take some mental muscle, because we just want to repeat the easiest thing that comes to our mind. That's what our brain wants to do. If you've called yourself a loser for so many years, that's where your brain's going to go. You have to create new neural pathways, and you've got to say, that's nonsense. Actually, you know what? I am someone who shows up for myself. I am someone who gets fit. I am someone who commits to myself. I am someone who prioritizes myself. Then those neural pathways will get stronger, and that will become the path of least resistance. And what you say, that will be the things that come out of your mouth. That took me a long time to get to that point, from being ashamed, being full of regret and remorse, hating myself, to being able to look at myself and be really positive and proud of the effort and the change that I was making. All right, that was day 1. My goodness. Day 2, what did we talk about? Day 2, we said, okay, we've got this goal. We're getting rid of our limiting beliefs. We are getting stronger in mind. What do we do now? Day 2 is about planning. We said, okay, let's take this goal. Let's look at all the activities we need to do to achieve the goal. Let's look at all the bits. Do we need any equipment? Do we need a gym membership? Is that your thing? Do you need to perhaps, I know someone who signs up for meal plans, the ones that get delivered to you. So that takes care of that. There's a million different ways. And again, unique to you. I'm not here to tell you to go on Weight Watchers or to go to the gym or run a kilometre every day. I am trying to give you the framework so you can work out what works for you, because everyone's journey is different and unique. So borrow off what I've told you I've done, borrow off your friends and your colleagues and your family and what you see on social media, but make sure it resonates with you, because this all or nothing mentality is what destroys people's goals. I am going to walk every 30 minutes every day. And then one day life happens, and we all know life happens. And then you miss that 30 minutes. And then something happens the next day, so you miss it. And so what do? Throw your hands up and you quit on it. And then the limiting beliefs kick in. Oh my God, see, I'm a loser. Why did I even bother to start? I knew I couldn't do it. It's never going to work. Stuff it. I'm not doing anything. You repeat the cycle. It's tragic, but it's true. So when we're planning, again, if you're interested, make sure you watch the replays before they're taken down. We take everything we need and we make it realistic. If you grab our 12-week walking plan, which is completely free, you can see how we have structured the walking plan to build in incremental stages over 12 weeks. And you can see how it's been made to move days and adapt and modify. And if you even just take that, even if you don't want to walk, you can use that as your own framework to build something up that you want to achieve. All right. Then we spoke about, I've got it as the #1 success factor that I have seen in my life, my husband's life, friends' lives, and then people I don't know why they achieve goals. And I kind of put a disclaimer that I used to think this was the #1, but I think I've got another one now that is absolutely essential that I'm adding it to the end of today. But that one that we spoke about yesterday is consistency. Not very sexy, is it? But just little by little by little by little by little, you are embedding new habits which become your lifestyle. And that's what we want to see. We want to see a sustainable lifestyle change. We do not believe in flash in pans. You know, sometimes, like I said before, it's great. Like if you want to lose 5 kilos, I would not say just fast and lose 5 kilos because that is not sustainable. Sometimes we shock our body and we fast for different reasons, and that's really great too. But that is kind of an ad hoc strategy. It is not your main one. You have to be really realistic, and you have to do this kind of drip feed, which again, if you look at our 12-week plan, you can see it starts off with just 10-minute walks 3 days a week for 2 weeks. That's it. That's it. And if you can't do 10, you could start with 5. Really doesn't matter. It's that you are starting to build and build. And you know what happens as a bonus? You then change your identity, not from someone who is a loser, who doesn't keep commitments to themselves, who can't get fit, to someone who shows up for themselves, someone who actually enjoys the process. And suddenly your identity is someone who can. No, I do show up for myself. Actually, no, I am strong in body and strong in mind. No, actually, I do prioritize myself. No, this is not a burden to me. I actually enjoy it. You have an identity shift. And when you have an identity shift, holy crap, that's powerful. And it's powerful whether it's negative, being a loser, or positive, serving you for someone who is proactive, disciplined, shows up for themselves, makes it happen. Remember, with the consistency, we also said that we advocate for progress over perfection. You cannot get it done right on day one. If any of you have seen our workout videos, we've got what do you call a membership site for on-demand workout videos. You will see that my technique is crazy. I complain, I huff and I puff, and I get cranky at my husband because we do them together. But I cannot tell you the progress I've made. If I had have just stopped because my technique was shocking, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. I have just done progress over perfection. When we do a dumbbell session and I'm like, oh my God, I can't lift it. When I'm trying to do a sit-up, you know, whatever it is, some ab works, or do a high intensity workout and I'm huffing and puffing. If I got consumed with my technique, I would give up. So please get rid of that. Get rid of it. You are making progress every time you show up for yourself. That led us in to the next one. Hang on, where am I? Consistency. That leads us into today. Sorry, I've lost the plot. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about being realistic, and that is that we can modify and adapt. Then we are going to talk about 2 things at the end, and you've just got to wait for them because they will make sense in the context of everything. All right, so here we go. I am going to pull up the slides. Sorry, TikTok, I'm not sure how to share slides with you. So I appreciate your patience right now while I do this. And here we go. And share this. Oops, sorry, I pressed share on the wrong thing. That's okay, we're nearly there. Right. And we go into present full screen, and I think Michael's giving me the heads up. We're good. And again, TikTok, if you actually want to see this, please hit me up in my profile and we will send over the recording so you can watch it as well. Crazy when you're talking nonstop. We are at day 3, people, and we just want to start with some gratitude for those of you who have stuck with us, who are watching it on replay. Now, we're in Australia currently, so pretty much everything we do is in the middle of the night in the US, and sometimes I'm able to get up and watch it, and sometimes I have to watch it on replay, so we completely get that. Interestingly, we are off to Canada in 4 days, so we will be on North American time, which we're really excited for. So we're hoping to do another challenge when we're over there, so it'll be North American time, which we are excited, very, very excited for. We're going to meet our first grandchild. All right, let's go. Measure and modify. So today we're talking about these things. We've got this great plan. We're completely psyched. We know we've got to show up for ourselves. Now let's kind of get into the realistic side of this. Why do we measure? How do we know if we've got any forward motion? How do we track our progress? And how do we readjust if we need to? If we do not have a baseline, it is impossible to know where we're going, or if we're actually tracking towards it. And also, we want to celebrate. We are massive advocates of celebrating everything. I have worked with so many women who've said they've got nothing to celebrate this week, and we have found a truckload of things for them to celebrate. So we need to start with a baseline. And if you kind of look at, I used the example, I think I used it today, when I started running, I was following an app and you had to run for 30 seconds and walk for a minute, something like that. I could not run for 30 seconds. I was in extreme pain, and I was literally watching the app like this as I was running, going, okay, 29, 28, like it was horrific. But I kept at it, and over time I'm tracking. I had a measurement because I knew I couldn't do the 30 seconds, to the point where at the end of the app you could run for 30 minutes. So that is a brilliant example, and again, that's my example, doesn't have to be yours. Watching a seed grow, you plant it, you watch that thing, where is it, and then you just see it start to sprout. We want to know if we're moving in that motion. Like, imagine if I just kept I could go 30 seconds, then 20 seconds, then 10 seconds. We need to be able to track progress. We need to readjust. Progress. Why is this so important? It keeps us accountable. It helps us maintain our focus, and we take back control of our journey. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely got a competitive streak with myself. So if I knew I could make 20 seconds the first day, I wanted to do 25 seconds the next day. And the other, like the silly little game I would play with myself is, all right, today I'm not looking at the app because I was so consumed with looking at the timer ticking down. Today I won't look at it until I hear it buzz at the 30-second mark. You can have fun with it as well. It just gives you start to put yourself in the control, in control, and you start to go, no, I can do this. It also makes you reactive to the need to change. You know, sometimes things can get a bit tough and you do need to pull back a bit. Maybe you get injured and you need to pull back. That's all cool. We would never tell you to keep pushing when you're injured. By measuring our progress, we keep the momentum going. I've said it each day that the motivation is brilliant and it might start you. It is not going to sustain you over any long term. It's not, because the motivation is kind of like a fire. It gets you going. You need the inspiration. That's why we start with, what does it feel like to achieve your goal? You've got to keep going back to that feeling, that visual of, this is what it looks and feels like to me, to keep you going when the motivation dies and you're stuck looking at your app going, holy crap, how much longer? That's what's got to keep you going. And you're also raising awareness to start managing your plans. Is the plan a bit easy? Could I actually be pushing myself a bit more? Or, oh my gosh, I was unrealistic in that and I actually need to pull back. Or I just have to travel for work and I'm going to lose a few days through travel, or the kids have gotten sick, or, you know, life. My goodness, life just comes and smacks you around. So we need to know where we are so we can react quickly. What else? This is what I love. And we have alluded to it and we've said it, celebrating. We want to celebrate. I was never a celebrator. I was a misery. I thought until you got to wherever you were going, you did not dare celebrate. You just kept your head down, your head up, your bum down, and go for that. What an absolutely miserable way to live. When the kids get to school, when the kids finish school, when we get to do this, when we stop doing that, when we reach this, when we've got this much money in the bank, when. Why? Some things we say, oh, that's so cliche, but they're so true. Life's a journey. We don't get a second chance, and we're crazy if we do not embrace it, love the moment, and celebrate. You know what? Celebrate that you're listening now, that maybe something is going to resonate with you and you're going to go and apply it and you're going to have a change in your life. Celebrate when you proactively have a rest day and just say, I'm just going to show up for myself. My body and my mind need rest. Celebrate when you lay your clothes out on the floor the night before to get up and do something. That's my big success tip is I lay my clothes out the night before. So in the morning, I just get up, I put them on, and I'm out doing whatever I have to do. It tricks me. Okay, I'm in my workout gear, therefore I'm going to do this. I'm in running gear or whatever it is. Celebrate when you take the first step. Celebrate when you can only run 20 seconds. And this, honestly, this is what I used to say to myself when I could only run like 10, 20 seconds. I'm faster than if I was still sitting on the couch. That would just keep me going. Like I would say this over and over. You're faster than sitting in the couch. You're faster than sitting on the couch. You're doing more than if you just sat on the couch. And I would just repeat it to myself over and over and over. Celebrate. Celebrate that right now you are taking time out for you. So this is just literally what I've just said. Don't wait until you reach the goal. The achievement comes at the end. Executing on the plan is the courageous act that is leading you to lifestyle changes. Every step you take against the plan is a win. So we've spoken, I think, every day about reframing your mind and reframe it for what is worth celebrating. Have a look at yourself and, you know, maybe for some people this comes naturally, and I bless you. For me, it did not come naturally at all. I've really had to change the way I think and the way I act. What do you think is worthy of celebrating? your kids get student of the week, they do well in a race. What about you? For you, what do you think you are worth celebrating about? That can be a really, really hard question for some of us. And I know when I was at my worst, and I started with this on day one of how depressed I was, I just lived what I call in my black hole. I kept myself isolated. I was just an absolute misery. And I can tell you there would have been nothing that I found worthy of myself to celebrate. In fact, the opposite. I would just look at myself and tell myself how much I loathed me, how disgusted I was, like nothing. There was nothing positive. And that's why I'm so passionate now to help other people move from that state to living their best life. So this is honestly what I have discovered in my own life that I actively work on every single day. And if you are on my TikTok and if you look at my profile on my videos, you will see that this is what pretty much everything that I speak about encompasses this point. At the moment, I'm doing a scripture every day on TikTok of how we can apply a scripture to get a strong mind. Because I have had to learn through absolute discipline how to reset my mind. New mindset, new results. Cannot tell you how true that is. Why does this even matter? Well, we listen to what we say to ourselves more than anyone else. And correct me, but we have something like 30 or 60,000 thoughts a day smashing through our heads. We bring about what we think about. Literally, our thoughts become our words, which become our actions, which become our habits, which become our lifestyle, positively or negatively. We are speaking out every day what we think we deserve. Where does that start? In our thoughts. Do you know the mind is the gatekeeper for our thoughts? We have to take control. No one else is going to do it for us. No one. And again, like your fitness and your mind, you can get support, and we are here to support you. We are here to encourage you, to give you a framework, to hold your hand if that's what you need. But you have to do the work. I can sit here and tell you that I believe you're worthwhile, that there's a great plan for your life, and that you can live a strong and powerful life, that there is a massive purpose for you. And I 100% know and believe those things. You, however, have to accept them, take them on board, and make them your truth. You have to do that. So you go, well, Megan, that's all brilliant, but how do we actually change? Like, now, not for a second am I telling you this is easy, because it is a process and a progression. But nothing kind of worthwhile comes with the easy bucket, I'm afraid. You've just got to step into it and do it. We need to think about what we think about. That is really, really hard. Maybe you could just keep a journal, and when you kind of shock yourself with some of the things you think, start to write them down. You have to take a proactive approach. I'm telling you that now. You do not have to accept every thought as the truth. That could be revelation to some people. Some people just think that if they think it or someone else says it, then that's the truth. No, not remotely. You do not have to accept everything, every thought that you have as the truth. No, you don't. Think about it like, I'm a loser. Really? Really? Why do you think you're a loser? Because something happened 25 years ago and blah, 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 blah. Stop it dead in its tracks, grab hold of it, throw it out and put something else in its place. You are not a loser. You are strong and powerful. You know, that example that 99 people could tell you you have done a smashing job, that you are brilliant, and one person will say, oh, I don't like the shirt you wore, or something crazy. And we will focus and we will sit there and go, oh my goodness, my shirt was awful. My shirt was awful. My shirt. We ignore the 99 people who have just told us that we were brilliant. We looked fabulous. We did a great job, whatever it is. And we focus on that one negative. I think I've already said it today, but your brain will go down the path of least resistance because that is easy and that is what we have trained it to do. And unfortunately, for the majority of people, that is a negative narrative. We need to start to build new neural pathways of positive growth, joy, happiness, success, being powerful, whatever it is for you. And over time, the negative one will become less dominant because you're reprogramming and focusing on the positive. Then that one becomes the path of least resistance. Then that one is where your brain is automatically going to go to. Does this work in practice? 100%, because for me, mine was, oh my goodness, mine was so bad. I wish I'd done some kind of crazy brain scan or something that showed you how poor it was. And I have reframed it completely. So now if something negative comes into my mind and I realize that I'm starting to go down that path, I just go, not today. I have dealt with that. That I'm calling BS on it. It's gone. This is who I am. This is who my identity is. This is who I am. And this is what I believe and what I know to be true. So that's why, you know, people go along manifesting and mindset so much, because you in your mind, you don't actually know if it's something you've actually done. So that's why we can visualize what we want to achieve, and our mind will think that it's already done, and that's what will project us forward. So everything we do, I can help you do everything, but you've got to really keep a strong mind. I was recently doing a run. We did the Nike Melbourne run, and I was doing a 10K, and it was getting hard. And I just went, no, I am strong in body, strong in mind, strong in body, strong in mind. And I just kept telling myself that. And I was going up a hill. I'm going, this hill is not as hard as the one that I trained on. I am strong in body, strong in mind. And I just repeated it to myself, because your body will follow where your mind goes. You want to find that out, test it when you're doing a workout. I can't do another rep. Come on, you can do one more. I can't run anymore. Yeah, you can. You're fine. You're fine. We are going to finish it. Visualize. And it's not just the visualizing, it's the feeling. What does that feel like? And as I was coming in, we live in Melbourne and we've got a famous sporting arena called the MCG. It's basically why I did the run, so I got to run on this ground. And as I was coming in and I could see the finish line, and I was just imagining what it felt like when I ran through. I looked at my watch and I hit a PB. And that I just kept going, strong in body, strong in mind. You've only got 400 meters. You've got 300 meters. And I just spoke it. And I ran through and I hit a PB, and I was beside myself. Now, don't forget, that's taken me lots of years to get to that. So I'm just telling you the process, that when we do reframe our mind, we can then access those thoughts and those beliefs when things are getting hard, and they can propel us. So you push back, you change your narrative. It is possible. I have done it. You become proactive and take control of your thoughts and your words. Remember, your mind is the gatekeeper of your thoughts. literally put a gate there and say, is this one worth coming in? Is that word worth going out? Coming in, going out. You take control. You are not a victim, or you are not subject to your thoughts. Your thoughts and your words are subject to you. Your body is subject to you. Take control. And it might be the first time in your life that you're doing it. It certainly was for me. But you can change it. I did change it. And I am here to tell you that being on this side of the change, and it's a progression, I still do it every single day. It is so, so worth it. All right, let us recap. We started with goals. We looked at our limiting beliefs that are going to tell us that our goals are not worthwhile, and we aren't even worth trying. We looked at planning. How do we take our goals and create a plan? We know that consistency is key. We've just got to show up even when it sucks. However, we have learned that we need to measure and modify. Life is going to happen. It's going to throw a whole heap of garbage at us. But that's why we're proactive people. We will modify accordingly. So when life happens, that's okay. We adapt to it. And we celebrate. Should have a glass of champagne here for the last day of this challenge. Like, that was a goal for us, to get this out to you. Get this out to you. So we are right now on the cusp of achieving our goal that we have served for 3 days. And we know that if you implement what we've told you, you can change your life. Oh, Deb, thank you for the rose. I'm so grateful. That's on TikTok, people. If you're not on TikTok, it is so fun. Go over there, follow me, Megan.Patterson. Celebrate. And then what's the clinch to everything? Strong mind. Strong mind. Again, follow me on TikTok. I talk about it every single day. Strong in body, strong in mind. They are the outcomes that we want to see for you. We want to see you be living the rest of your life as the absolute best of your life. Do not think it's nearly 2024, I'll wait. Don't think, I'll just wait until the start of the year. Do you know over 70%, and I am 100% convinced that this is inaccurate, I reckon it's much higher, 70% of New Year's Eve resolutions that we set, we don't fulfill them. I don't think that's a shock to anyone, is it really? So don't wait until January 1. If you're waiting, or on January 1, all I want to see you do is build on the goal and the dream that you have today. That's what I want to see you do. I want to see you build on that sucker. You're not going to wait to start it, because you are starting today. If you haven't watched the other 2 videos, you're going to go back, you're going to binge watch, and then you are going to start. And by doing that, that is your starting point, because you are taking back control. You are informing yourself, and you are coming up with a plan that is going to serve you. All right, I need a sip. Now, excuse me. We have been asked, and it always comes up, we have got obviously our Transformation Queens program. I touched on it yesterday, touched on it yesterday, and I have been asked to go into that. So I am just going to cover, is 29 too young? Oh my goodness, I wish, sorry, TikTok question, people, I wish I started at 29. So A, never too early, and B, never, ever, ever too late. You want to start, you start today, because your life is going to absolutely rock. The earlier you can start, the better off that you are. So, got my transformation. Oh, TikTok can see it. Zoom can't see it. Oh, I got my Transformation Queens. I can't even get up off the couch. Transformation Queens t-shirt on. Would have been much easier if I just did that, wouldn't it? So if you are patient with me, I am going to walk you through the Transformation Queens program and just show you what it's all about for any of you who are interested. Because this is a very common question and a super fun program. All right, heads up from my husband. We good? All right, Transformation Queens program. We have been working with women from 40s all the way through. My mum's in her 70s and she's been following and doing all the things. So never too early, never too late. And not clicking. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Thank you for being patient with me as I pull it up again, and it's disappeared on me. Okay, this is our take 2, but I'll take this as a win because yesterday, like I said, I spoke for 5 or 10 minutes with no volume. So let's go, everyone. Transformation Queens program. This is what it looks like if you wanted to join. No, I'm not on Snapchat. My children tell me I'm way too old for Snapchat. It is 9 weeks in length. We work with you to create a personalized plan, knowing everything that is unique and special, individual about you and your lifestyle. Remember, it's making sure you have got something that is going to work with all that's happening in your life. It includes, one-on-one coaching and accountability calls. We do them every week. Weekly group calls. So we talk about a topic and we deep dive. So it's a weekly call where we can really get into the nitty-gritties, and we have a really fun section of what were your wins and what were your struggles. And just from that, when you're talking to like-minded people who are on a similar journey, you pick up so much intel, encouragement, strategies, tactics, and fun. We just have fun. But information as well. It's educational, but it's in a fun environment. And in fact, if you go onto my TikTok profile, you'll see I recorded part of one of the sessions where we were doing it on exercise bikes. It just happened that we all had them and it was just a super crazy thing, but fun. So we have the weekly group calls, and then we bring in a specialist each month who talks about something from whatever their specialty field is, whether it's nutrition, whether it's a mindset person from a counselling perspective, the limiting beliefs, like I said, that's a really big one. Limiting beliefs, mindset, nutrition, they're all the kind of ones. It could be on actual functional exercise and some great things to do. So that is really, that's a really, what am I trying to say, chunky, informative, interesting one. We have a private Facebook group, a very, very safe place where we can chat, and we have messages that go crazy, and it depends what your issues are as well. Like, so I work with someone who we look at our Fitbits every day to see what steps we've done. I've got a Garmin. It could be for some people, and please take this, I'm telling you individual cases. Yours can be completely different. So don't think that what I'm telling you has to be you. That is not right, because we start right at the top with a personalized plan for you. Some people want to weigh every day and look at what they weigh, or we do what we're eating in a day, so we'll send photos of that. Remember, again, completely and utterly individual to you. It's whatever works for you that's going to get the best out of you. And I have left something out. I've left our membership site out, Mike. That you also get access to our fitness academy, which is low intensity beginner workouts as well as high intensity ones. So you kind of work out where you are, and you can go in and use our on-demand videos whenever you like. They're lots of fun. The dogs jump in them. I complain non-stop. We did a Wonder Woman one yesterday. So if you were here, you would have seen me demonstrate that. Again, it's on the replay. Again, if you signed up for the challenge, you got the Wonder Woman one and you got the 300 challenge video as a bonus. And then we've got a truckload of bonuses, and they're kind of consistent, and then we go off on tangents with them as well. So it is a very, very full package. The number one thing is you need to be ready. You can be terrified. That's absolutely fine, but you need to be ready. So who is a transformation queen? Someone who wants to adapt a growth mindset, believes in sustainable lifestyle change. You will become deliberate and disciplined in your action, that you know that it's progress over perfection, and that you want to take a holistic approach to your life and your lifestyle. This is not a starve yourself, work out, be miserable approach. This is holistic. This is looking at everything that's going on in your life. Remember, we're big advocates on celebrating. It's looking at everything and implementing little steps to help you start to smash your goals. This is going to become your lifestyle. This is not just something you're doing so you can run 5K or you can lose 5 kilos. They might be some of the outcomes. This is embedded lifestyle change. It's an identity shift. And these are really important parts down the bottom. You know that you need support. You know that you need accountability, and you love to celebrate, or you've never celebrated and you know you've got to learn to. Again, we can put a framework. We can create the plan. I can message you every day if that's what you need. You need to take it on board. You need to take those steps, okay? This is not for someone who thinks that we can do it all. We can help support, but I can't be out there walking for you or running for you or taking mindful food choices for you. You need to take ownership of that. This is Amanda. She's gone through our Transformation Queens program. Actually, she sent me some photos the other day of she started riding her bike again, and showed me how many calories she burnt. So for the sake of TikTok, I will just read through it so you see what she says. Having an accountability partner in Megan kept me committed to the program, which I previously would have given up on. Hands up if that resonates to start with. I have a new mindset that I continually build on, moving from strength to strength in realistic increments instead of my previous all or nothing approach. Breaking down big goals into smaller achievable chunks, acknowledging the achievements before moving on to the next stage enabled a steadier approach. But I couldn't have done this without my mentor / coach / accountability buddy, Megan, cheering me on and steadying me when I got a bit wobbly. Progress still in the making for lifelong changes. Thanks, Megs, you're a legend, from Amanda. Now, I've just spoken for 3 days, and you would have thought that I paid her to write that, because everything she said has been her outcome is what I've been speaking on. I promise you, I did not pay her to write that. I didn't pre-script it for her, but it does show you that this framework and this approach that we've created does actually deliver what we say it's going to, because she has used word for word pretty much what we've been speaking about for the last 3 days. Oh, look, you can even see that I've got my Garmin on in the photo. It's like my security blanket. So really proud of Amanda. She's made massive, massive strides, and we still talk all the time. And she's still progressing, like she says. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritties, because people are asking this. Transformation Queens program, let's break it down and what the costs are. One-on-one calls for the 9 weeks, they are worth $5,900. Then the weekly calls, and they're the group calls where we all get together, that's worth $3,000. The monthly specialist call is worth $1,800. The personalised plan, that is a cost of $4,950. Then the 4-month membership that I've neglected to put on the other slide is worth $388. So what does that, oh, sorry, and the private Facebook group, priceless, because you're going to have a truckload of fun in that thing. These are all US dollar prices, because that's mostly where everyone is. That is a total price of $16,038, which is mind-blowing and no doubt absolutely terrifying. So the total value of the program is $16,038 US. Everyone gasping for air right now? I would be. So you would only be doing this if these were the things that you wanted to achieve: to have a growth mindset, have sustainable lifestyle change, learn to be deliberate and disciplined in action, to take progress over perfection, to know you want a holistic approach to your life, that you need support and accountability. You have to know you need those things, and you want to celebrate and enjoy along the way. Sorry, forgive me. My screen has just gone up. Here we go. Thank you. Now, you can all breathe again. There is no way we would charge $16,038. No, that's what the value is. That is not what the cost is. We do have a special offer just for this, and this is an ultra special offer. And if you came to our last challenge, you will see that this is an ultra special offer. The last time we put the challenge on, it was $9,997 US dollars. $9,997 US dollars. That was the cost the last time. We are not doing that again. We have completely slashed that. We are doing, and I want some oohs and ahs for this, the Amara special offer. That is our brand new granddaughter. She is our first grandchild. We are getting on a plane in 3 days to go and meet her. So we are doing the Amara special offer for half the price of the previous, like the last challenge, which was only at the end of August, wasn't it? August, September. This is $4,997 US dollars, because we've never had a grandchild before. And plus, we want to see you change your life. You can also do 3 monthly payments. There is that option 100%. So what happens once you sign up? First and foremost, what do? Celebrate. We celebrate you. You have made a brave and deliberate decision for you. You are showing up for you, and no doubt you are crapping yourself. You are wondering if this time, is it going to work? Can I really believe everything she said? Can I put my faith and my trust in Mike and Megs? Can I become a transformation queen? We're here to say yes, but I understand any time that we've committed mentally, physically, and financially to something this big and this important, it is also terrifying at the same time. So just acknowledge that and know that that is really normal. We'll get you to fill in an onboarding form so we can understand where you are and what you want to achieve. If you don't know all the details in that, you do not stress, because we're going to have so much interaction, we will flesh it out. We will then schedule a call to discuss your answers and agree on a starting point. Remember, that's a starting point. I hope I've got the message across that we modify and refine as we go. We get all the baseline measurements, and that is particular to whatever it is your goal is, where you're starting, what you want to achieve, what we think the measures would be. Then we create a plan and we meet with you and review, modify, and agree. Remember, we are here to help with the heavy lifting, to do the things that people get stuck on. But if you are not fully there to help and work with us, it is not going to work. It's not going to, because you could tell me you love running and I set you up this fantastic program and you just don't do it, because the reality is you hate running, and you just said that to me because you thought that was the answer I wanted. You have to come in knowing you've got to be raw, honest, vulnerable, and real. You've got to come in ready. Oh, Timmy sent me a rose. Thank you. That's a TikTok thing. Again, if you're not on it, lots of fun. Thanks for the rose. We are going to then just get going and take action, because again, what is it? 6 weeks. At the time of me filming this, 6 weeks until the end of the year, and we want to be celebrating something so tangible on New Year's Eve. Remember, this is not a set and forget program. This is not just, here's the recording to a course, go and do it. This is a live, breathing, living organism of a program where we are meeting, where pretty much the chat is going 5 to 7 days a week. It is highly interactive. It is very, very high touch points. This is for someone who absolutely knows that they want to take change. They've tried before, perhaps. They know they need the accountability and support. They know they need something more than just them doing it. And there is no shame, absolutely no shame. Mike and I have just committed to something for our business, for this business, that cost a lot of money. And it's basically, it's for marketing, but it's the same thing. Our coach in that world puts plans together, but it's us feeding him the information all the time. It's us giving him the information and him massaging it, coming back and say, does that resonate with you? Yeah, that does, but that doesn't. Okay, he comes back, and then for us to go and try it, and this worked, this didn't work. And we're in daily communication with our coach. It's just a marketing coach, because that is the gap in our skills in our life that we need right now. And this is something that perhaps you need right now. You need your hand held like we do in the marketing world. We are literally, I think what we signed up with him a week ago, we literally are having our hand held to teach us what he's doing, and for him to bring all his experience and expertise and expedite it for us. And that's what we can do. That's what we can do for you. All right. Now it is literally over to you. It is your time to decide if you are ready to take action and you are ready to make a commitment to yourself, to show up to yourself, to be deliberate and disciplined in your action, to take control of your mind, to step out, no doubt, of your comfort zone, to face your limiting beliefs head on, and to take a brave and courageous step. You will be shaking. You will be terrified. You will be questioning yourself. And I can guarantee it. That's just life. This is something, if this is something important to you, then I'll send out all the details. You can review it. There will be a link. And I really look forward to seeing you in the program. If this is not the right time for you, if this is not something that you can afford, then can I suggest you watch these 3 days over again and pull out all the nuggets, because we have given you a framework. And you know what? The framework in the program is identical. It's just that we're there helping you do it, holding your hand and holding you accountable. We're creating the plan. And it's all obviously all the touch. But if this is not for you right now, then make at least the other commitment to yourself that you're not going to leave it here. You're not just going to say, well, that was a fun 3 days. That was lots of really useful information. I can see myself doing that. Action it. Action it. You've got a week with all the recordings. They're there. Take them, use them, break them down, write out your notes, do all the exercises, and show up for yourself. There is nothing that we have said that has to have a financial burden or starting point. You can walk. I've got a free 12-week walking plan. You can grab my free videos and you can go through them and apply everything. The Transformation Queens program is for you if you know you just won't do that, that you need your hand held. The idea of creating a plan for yourself is so overwhelming that you need someone to do it, that you've got all the goals rushing around in your head, or you don't have any, and you need someone to get them out of your head and get a starting point. If you want active daily communication to keep you going, and you know what, if you want someone to kick your ass now and again, because that will be me, 100% that will be me. If you need to be pushed, prodded, supported, encouraged, loved on, and the actual logistical work done, then Transformation Queens program is for you. Those emails will be coming out. So TikTok, if you want those emails, please hit me up in my profile. I will send them as well. Everyone else, I just want to, again, thank you so much for your time. We are honoured that you chose to spend it with us, whether you're live or whether you're going to watch the recordings. Time is our most precious commodity, and you have given that to us, and we do not take that for granted. We hope that you can see that we are genuine in everything we say, that we want to see the best outcome. We want to see you living the rest of your life as the best of your life, and that you can take what we've given and you can apply that right now. If you are going to be a transformation queen, get ready to rock, get ready to celebrate, get ready to make new friends, and get ready to change your life and look back at this day and say, that was my turning point. That was a defining moment in my life where I decided to show up for me, and my life has never been the same. Because I tell you, when I did that to where I am now, my life is completely and utterly different. And that is what I want to see for you as well. All right, so everyone on Facebook and Zoom, that's it. You will get your emails coming out. If you have got any questions about the program, you want to chat about it, you're nervous, you need more, hit us up. We are here. And then literally it goes down the 3rd of December and the challenge is done and dusted. That price goes away because we've already had one grandchild and who knows when we're going to have the other one. So that special pricing goes. But make the most of the week, make the most of the recordings, make your decision. Honestly, for all of you, we just bless you and say, go out and change your life. And Transformation Queens, I look forward to getting you a t-shirt, seeing you in the program and seeing you make the best, most bravest, courageous decision you can make. Be blessed. And from Mike and I, we say thank you so much for the last 3 days. Thank you, guys. That is it. We have rocked these 3 days. I am on a high. I'm buzzing and I'm stoked to have spent it with you. Look for the emails later today.